In just a few short weeks, Collective Shout has made themselves one of the most hated groups in the video game industry, and for good reason. They want to take away our hobby from us, and they want certain games to not be able to be sold anymore, which is an insane take, but of course, gamers are sticking up for their hobby. We have been defending games against censorship left, right, and center, but now it looks like they might be getting what's coming to them because ultimately they've been attacking female gamers on social media, misgendering them, and now they're being reported to the authorities. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I myself have been talking about Collective Shout a lot on the channel over the past couple of months at this point, ever since they started stemming up and they got their way. They got Steam and itch.io to remove certain games, and they got payment processors to listen, even though I personally don't believe payment processors were just doing what they wanted. I think that this was their plan all along, was to start restricting entertainment. But the women at Collective Shout clearly know who I am. They have blocked me, they have tried to ignore me, and every single time they've responded to me, they have gotten absolutely ratioed. And the same thing has been happening with Savvy. They are constantly going after her, and now it looks like she is trying to fight back because she is saying that she has filed with the authorities against them. So Savvy, of course, has been talking about Collective Shout for weeks at this point, bringing a lot of good attention to it. And a couple of days ago, this post had went up over on Collective Shout's webpage, and this was really where they were saying they were taking a stand against gamers. They were demanding that authorities be brought into the mix and that gamers who are cyber harassing them get arrested, which is crazy because they want people to be arrested for defending free speech and defending artistic freedom, and they absolutely hate the fact that there are millions of gamers fighting back against them. And well, what did they really expect when there are billions of gamers across the world? But they were saying that gamers were angry about losing their R games and that we were being so disgusting and terrible that they believed that international organizations needed to get together to fight back against gamers. And well, it seems that Savvy is trying to give them a taste of their own medicine because she is saying that she has filed reports both in the UK and Australia in the last few days for malicious denial of my sex, which is female. These women created their worlds. Now it is time for them to reap what they sow. These women believe that they can go after certain individuals and they can attack them without facing any repercussions, and I don't think that that's going to last very long for them. Deny me my womanness because I don't fit the narrative. I will use the very system you all seek to abuse to get your way, and I will 100 times more effectively because I am able to communicate without sounding like a parasite adult cicada flying into a glass door repeatedly. And it says report online hate crime where the individual's identity is known. Completed. Thank you. They believe that these systems are in place so they can use them against other people, but I think that they never realize that when these systems are put in place, they can also be used against them too. It's not just a one-sided system, even though they wish that it was that way. Now, will anything actually come of this? I don't necessarily know, because we are talking about somebody in the United States versus these women who are in Europe and Australia, and they definitely are kind of poster childs for the censorship that is going on kind of across the world. So they might not actually face any repercussions for this, but either way, I'm sure that now they are going to use this as a way to play the victim again, because of course the women at Collective Shout have been saying that they are being, threatened and harassed, and they're playing the victims so much that this is really just going to give them like another piece of evidence to use against gamers. But really, I think that it speaks very loudly for what they are doing in their cause. They don't really have a lot of supporters on their side right now, and they are just trying to ultimately have entertainment ruined across the world because they personally do not agree with it. Now, am I shocked given a lot of these women are from Australia and Collective Shout is an Australian organization? No. They've been known for censorship. I've talked so many times on the channel about Australia forcing games to be removed from sale platforms, and developers having to censor them to meet age verification board standards. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it doesn't mean that we should be seeing censorship worldwide. I do feel bad for the people in Australia who are actually half normal. I guess, you know, the other half is just being in Australia is kind of crazy, but you can't help where you're born. Though, Savvy is definitely trying to fight back against them. And of course, there are a lot of people on social media trying to do that right now, whether they're YouTubers like myself or X posters, or even you guys who are reposting videos and reposting information. It all really does help the cause. Now, when I say this, I'm not trying to diminish Savvy's platform or what she's doing. She's phenomenal, but I think that they're going after someone like Savvy because they view her as a smaller fish, because Savvy and I have pretty comparable X account numbers. We're right around the same 50K mark, but I also have a YouTube channel with 176K. So I think that they view that as like too big of a battle to fight initially. So they're not going on to misgender someone like me where they are with Savvy, because again, I think that they just view her as like a smaller account that's going to be easy to fuck with and potentially deplatform, which is insane because, of course, only the Streisand effect is going to happen. When you attack somebody, all of their fans and their fellow content creators are going to rally behind them and try to defend them as much as possible. So it's a really stupid plan on their part, but hey, they can try it all they want and it's gonna backfire epically for them. And of course, there are thousands upon thousands of people supporting Savvy, and rightfully so. Hell yeah, but will they really end up with a visit from the thought police? I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen, but with the way that kind of Europe and again Australia are cracking down on hate speech on social media, or of course what they deem as hate speech, it wouldn't be particularly shocking. She said, actually, yes, white turf woman aggressively denying a disabled mixed woman who is an ally her gender is something they take very seriously, unlike CR gangs. Use their tactics against them based, if you need a British point of contact for anything, I got you. Live by the sword, die by the sword, don't spare them, ultra base. And she actually did also post that this couldn't be any funnier. I did not expect this. Joe is one of the people who called me a man multiple times, who I filed a UK police report on, and the guy is her co-writer who famously said watching CSAM doesn't make you AP, but apparently all anime does. That is an absolutely insane stance to have. That is crazy. Okay, anime is just another form of entertainment, and it's an art form. And if you're always watching anime and you're only seeing children, maybe you are the one with the problem. These are all the people who Melinda Tankard Rice and Collective Shout work with, reference, and hang out around. And this is yet another group of hyper insane feminists connected who are trying to label me as a man. This is who progressive governments listen to because they are providing the framework for government overreach. I would say this is hilarious and shows how small the earth really is, but the fact that governments are moving towards censorship is scary and depressing, which of course I do totally and completely agree with. And the man is also obsessed with J.K. Rowling, but wouldn't respect her creative freedom as he has clearly never read a single book by her. Not particularly shocking. But heading back to this original post, yeah, there are lots of people supporting her, which is great to see, and it will be interesting to find out in the future if anything actually comes of this. I wouldn't hold my breath on it because it's almost like feminists and activists in these other places in the world are almost like a protected class. They truly believe that they can do no wrong. And a lot of governments believe that because they're fighting on their behalf and what they're deeming the good fight, it's almost like they're untouchable. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye on this. If Savvy does make any other posts, I will be sure to share them. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this and found it important and informative, make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.